What's up, guys? Welcome back to Toon Room. Today we're doing another Toon tier list. Today it's the tastiest food throughout all the cartoons. We are ranking the tastiest snacks from all our favorite shows. We have S tier, which is called Seconds Please, that's the best, followed by A tier, mouth-watering, B tier, tasty, C tier, passable, and D tier, gut-wrenching. That's right. But if you enjoy these kinds of videos, please give this video a thumbs up. If you love cartoons, consider subscribing, and you can check out playlists with some of my original cartoons as well. All right, getting right into it. What are some of the tastiest foods of all of our favorite shows? We're going to find out. Kicking it off, we have an interesting one. These are the field rats from Shrek. If you recall, Shrek and Fiona, they're coming back from the castle when he rescues her. The first movie, and they have a little campfire. They cook up some food. He spit roasts some rats or mice. I gotta put this in gut wrenching. I'm sure an ogre enjoys it, but that one kind of speaks for itself. I would eat it if I was stranded on an island. There was no other option, but otherwise, probably not gonna eat that. Sorry, Shrek. Next, we have those giant steaks from the Flintstones. I'm putting that in S tier. Seconds, please. I love my steaks, love my red meat. That looks delicious. Barney and Fred cooking it up. Sign me up. Looks like a good time. Next, we have the donuts from The Simpsons. That's right, a pink strawberry donut with sprinkles. That's also going in S tier. Pretty self-explanatory. You really can't go wrong with that. Now we have the giant steaks from Tom and Jerry. I'm going to put that right behind the Flintstone steaks, only because this one's raw. Fred and Barney are cooking there, so I got to give them props to that. What can I say about this? I mean, it looks like a giant, delicious, could be a ribeye or New York strip steak. Really can't go wrong. Love my steak. That's got to be S tier as well. Now we have the lasagna from Garfield. That one is taking up the third. Who doesn't love lasagna, man? I mean, really tasty. It looks really good. Garfield's chowing down. That's also an S tier. Next up, we got a super shaggy sandwich. If you recall, Scooby and Shaggy make these a lot throughout the series. Basically, it's a deli sandwich with whatever they could find slapped on top. I'm going to put that in tasty just because with Scooby and Shaggy, there could be peanut butter and sardines in there. You don't really know what you're going to find when these guys make a sandwich, so otherwise I'd put it higher. Next up, we got the honey pots from Winnie the Pooh. These are great. I don't know if I would eat it by the handfuls plain like Pooh does, but I'd say that's also securely in the tasty tier. He makes it look really good. Now you have Scooby Snacks, perhaps the most famous box of snacks in all of cartoon history. Now, they are technically made for dogs, so I don't know if they'd be my first go-to choice, but they're definitely less gross than Swamp Rat, so I'd say passable. Maybe if you were curious, you could try a Scooby Snack just to see what it's like. Now we get the Krabby Patty. Now, this is definitely one of the most famous sandwiches in all of cartoon history. I would say it's got to be up there, probably below the steaks, but in S tier. The only thing that I knock it off a point for, the creators say there's no actual meat in the Krabby Patty. They say it's vegetarian. Personally, I like my burgers with real meat. That's the only reason I'd put it less high than the two steaks. Now we got the triple goober berry sunrise. This is S tier. I would probably put this right behind the lasagna. Personally, I'm more of a dinner guy than desserts. Don't get me wrong, I like my sweets on occasion, but I don't have a huge sweet tooth. But these just look amazing. They look so good. Got to put those in S tier. Next up, we have, if you recall, this is also from the first Shrek movie. There's a bunch of cobwebs. Fiona takes a stick and she wraps up all the cobwebs like cotton candy. And then there's a bunch of flies and she traps the flies in the cobwebs. So they basically eat it like we would eat cotton candy, but it's a bunch of cobwebs with bugs in it. I'm sorry, Shrek. That's probably even grosser than the swamp rats. That is the most disgusting thing probably on this list. That has got to be pretty nasty, my friend. Next up, we have, and I am counting Sonic and Mario because let's be real. They've had a lot of TV shows, they've had a lot of movies. They're video games, but they've also had cartoons. So I am counting a couple of video games / cartoons in this. This is the green mushroom for Mario. Now, if you recall, this gives you another life. So that's got to be S tier. I don't know if I would want to eat a raw mushroom with eyeballs on it. Probably not. but if it could extend years of your life or give you a second life, so you could basically reincarnate if anything happens, that's got to be the best thing on this list. It's got to be S tier. Not because of the taste, but just because of its insane abilities to extend your lifespan. Next up, we have the dumplings from Courage the Cowardly Dog. Great show, one of my favorite shows. I'm probably going to cover it in a video at some point, but Muriel makes these dumplings. I believe this is in the episode with Courage's Past, which is a very heartwarming episode as well. That looks amazing. I would probably put that right behind the lasagna. Looks really good. S tier is filling up fast. These are a lot of good food in these shows, but yeah, those dumplings Muriel makes look absolutely delicious. Now you have the spinach from Popeye. Now, here's another thing. You got to look at the abilities it gives you. While I wouldn't want to eat raw spinach out of the can cold, I think that's kind of nasty. I think cooked spinach, if you know how to cook it right, can be good if it's not too bitter. But this can make you super strong. This is almost like a video game stat boost where you get way stronger immediately after eating the spinach. So I would put that nest here right behind the mushroom that gives you an extra life. It's got to be Popeye spinach. If anybody ever tries to throw down, you whip out a can of spinach and your arms get like 10 times bigger. Who could say no to that? That's awesome, man. Next up, we have the Reptar bars. If you remember from Rugrats, there were these Reptar chocolate bars. I think they turn your tongue green. I don't know if I would want my tongue green now. It's cute when you're a kid, but as a grown adult, they'd be like, what's this guy doing with the green tongue? Might get some weird looks in public, but I'm going to put that in A tier with mouth watering. It looks really tasty. I don't know. The gimmick of turning your tongue green is kind of less cute once you're not a kid anymore. Now we have the burger from Bob's Burgers. Another great show. Delicious. I would put that probably right behind, above the Krabby Patty. I know that's a hot take, but Bob uses real meat. I'm a meat lover. I love my protein. So yeah, it's going to be right there after the steaks, but above the Krabby Patty. The burgers from Bob's Burger always look delicious. Now we have Ninja Turtle pizza. Now, what can I say about this? It looks amazing. Really good pizza. Sometimes they put crazy toppings on it. Because of that, I'll probably put it in a mouth-watering. Kind of like Scooby and Shaggy. With the Ninja Turtles, you could get jelly bean and spaghetti pizza, which wouldn't really be ideal. So putting it in mouth-watering only because you never know what you're going to get on it with the turtles. Next up, you got a Bugs Bunny carrot. Now, carrots are good for you, good for your eyes, good crunch. But just snacking on a plain carrot, while it is healthy, not necessarily the most flavorful. I'm going to put it in passable, probably above Scooby Snacks, but below the tasty tier. Although he does make it look really good and iconic. Now we got Duff beer from The Simpsons. Now, used to be a big beer guy when I was younger. Now I'm watching my calories. I don't drink a whole lot of beer. But it doesn't seem like a super tasty, fancy beer. Just seems like a cheap beer that you would just knock back with your buddies. I would say, probably passable, probably above the carrot, but I wouldn't put it much higher than that just because it doesn't really seem to be a super high-end beer. Probably kind of cheap, might give you some heartburn. I'm putting it in the passable tier. Now you have Purple Flirt from the Jimmy Neutron franchise. If you guys recall, they drink it a lot at the candy shop. It does make you belch a lot. I'm not really a big soda guy, and I don't really want to be burping all the time, so I'd probably put it in passable. Definitely not gross, but maybe, after the Bugs Bunny carrot and the Duff beer, but before Scooby Snacks in the passable tier. Next up, we got the Magic Muffin from Fairly Odd Parents. Great movie they had with this muffin. They didn't really say, I think it's just a basic muffin. The taste is kind of irrelevant because it gives you a rule-free wish, which is pretty OP. With a rule-free wish, you could basically wish for anything. You could wish to be super strong like Popeye. You could wish for an extra life like the green mushroom. So I'm putting that probably at the top of S tier, not because of taste or flavor, but because when you eat the muffin, you basically get a rule-free magic wish, and you can't really beat that. Next up, we have the bugs from, this is the bugs from Lion King in Hakuna Matata song when they're getting Simba to try eating bugs. I'm not going to lie, when they eat them, They're colorful, they're crunchy, and they make them look good because it's a cartoon. But realistically, if I were to eat the bugs, I'd probably put this in gut-wrenching tier between the swamp rats and the cotton candy cobwebs. So, sorry, Timon and Pumbaa, not trying to eat the bugs anytime soon, even though you make them look good. Next up, we got jellyfish jelly. I would probably put this in the tasty tier, probably right next to honey. What do you guys think of this? Winnie the Pooh honey with jellyfish jelly sandwich. That would probably be pretty good. But that's where I'm putting it. Jellyfish jelly, you probably wouldn't eat it plain, but it could probably go good on some toast. It'd be a good complement meal to something else. Next up, we have the Krusty Krab pizza. And now, if you might recall, according to SpongeBob, this is the pizza for you and me. Man, oh man, does this thing look good. This thing looks so good. I know the S tier is already pretty full. I would probably put this right before the Krabby Patty, but after Bob's Burgers, because I'm more of a burger protein guy than a pizza guy, although I do love my pizza. So yeah, the Krusty Krab pizza, the S tier is really full. There's a lot of delicious cartoon food, but yeah, Krusty Krab pizza has got to be up there in the top few. Next up, we have the Jawbreakers from Ed, Edd n Eddy. Now, like I said before, don't have too much of a sweet tooth. These things do look like they would be painful to eat. They probably would break your jaw. That being said, I wouldn't say they look gut-wrenching or disgusting, so I'm putting them at the tail end of passable tier. Of all these other foods, wouldn't be super jazzed to eat these. They do make them look good, but I don't know if I could extend my jaw like that. Now we have the chili dogs from Sonic. Now these look absolutely amazing. Again, there's going to be a lot of personal preference in this video. I would put these right after the Bob's Burgers and before the Krusty Krab pizza. Like I said, I'm a little biased. I really like my meats, burgers, steaks. Chili dogs are absolutely delicious. I love them. And I think the top 3 spots, the Magic Muffin, the Extra Life Mushroom from Mario, and the Popeye Spinach, those are really only up there in a technicality because they give you crazy hacks and abilities. If it was pure flavor, they'd probably be further down the list, and my list would look like these ones up at the top. But next up, we have the fries from Rocket Power. Now, if you recall in Rocket Power, they would go to Tito's. He would give them the ancient Hawaiian sayings, and they go to the shack that their dad worked for a snack. These always look pretty tasty. I'm putting them in the mouth-watering tier, probably right up there. I'd say they lead the pack with the mouth-watering tier. I'm not a big fry guy. That's probably a hot take. Most people will probably put them S tier, but for me, I enjoy fries on occasion. I'm putting them right up there in A tier. Next up, we have, this is just one particular sandwich, but this is any sandwich from the Chum Bucket. This is probably one of the most disgusting things ever. This is going to be a tough choice. Would I rather... I'd probably put a Chum Bucket sandwich after the rats from Shrek, but before the Lion King bugs and the cobwebs from Shrek. They are absolutely gut-wrenching. I mean, in universe, they've made it pretty clear. Chum makes everybody sick. I'm pretty sure not even Patrick Star likes to eat chum. That guy will eat pretty much anything. So yeah, Chum Bucket sandwich, gross. Now dethroning the Chum Bucket sandwich at the end of D tier, gut-wrenching. The Nasty Patty might be the nastiest thing ever conceived, as Mr. Krabs and SpongeBob say themselves. This thing is absolutely disgusting. It's somehow flesh colored. It looks like it has like little pimples on it. I don't even know. This was enough to almost take out the health inspector. Nasty Patty's got to be the nastiest thing on this list, even nastier than the food from Shrek and literal bugs. So that's saying something. Next up, this was a great addition to the list from a commenter, a viewer on the video. Shout out. This is a flan from the King of Flan episode of Kurt's Cowardly Dog. This does look pretty good. It's basically Spanish custard, so it's like a Spanish pudding. But in the episode, when you eat the flan, he hypnotizes you to only want to eat more flan. So you're basically like hooked and addicted to it. So because of that, I wouldn't say it's gross. I'd probably put it in the passable tier and the end of passable tier, only because while it does look tasty, I'm not trying to get hypnotized for it. So finally, we have the red mushroom from Mario. Now this one, I mean, it's a raw mushroom with eyeballs, much like the green one. Although the green one gives you an extra extension to your life, the red one could probably make you a bit taller. So I guess it'd be cool to get a little bit bigger and stronger. But that being said, if someone was to punch you or hit you, then you would shrink back down, which would kind of negate the whole point of eating it. So it's kind of like a temporary stat boost. I would probably put it in the tasty tier just because it has some benefits, but wouldn't put it as high up as the others. So that's it for the list, guys. It looks like rounding it out, we have all of our foods ranked. Like I said, most of this comes down to personal taste, but certain ones were able to jump up to the top just because of their crazy abilities. So going over the listings, in the S tier, seconds please, we have the Magic Muffin from Fairly Odd Parents, the Extra Life Green Mushroom from Super Mario, Popeye Spinach, Flintstones Giant Steak, we have Tom and Jerry Giant Steak, we got a burger from Bob's Burgers, Sonic Chili Dog, Krusty Krab Pizza, the Krabby Patty, Garfield Lasagna, Courage the Cowardly Dog Dumplings, and Triple Goober Berry Sunrise from the SpongeBob movie, followed by finally a classic Pink Simpsons donut. So that is probably quite a big S tier we have there. In A tier, mouthwatering, we have the fries from Rocket Power, a Reptar bar from Rugrats, and we got Ninja Turtles pizza. In B, tasty tier, we have a Shaggy Super Sandwich, we got jellyfish jelly, honey from Winnie the Pooh, and a Super Mario classic red and white mushroom that makes you bigger. In C tier, passable, we have Duff Beer, followed by Bugs Bunny Carrot, Purple Flurp from Jimmy Neutron, Scooby Snacks, Ed and Eddie Jawbreaker, and Flan from Courage the Cowardly Dog. And then in D tier, gut wrenching, we have the Spit Roasted Rats from Shrek, any food from the Chum Bucket, basically a Chum Bucket sandwich, the Bugs from Lion King, the Cotton Candy Cobwebs from Shrek, followed by the worst of them all, a Krabby Patty from SpongeBob, more particularly the Nasty Patty. So that's it for this one, guys. What do you think of this list? I think it's pretty fair to say that this list can vary depending on who you ask. A lot of personal taste and preference in terms of the food comes into play, with the foods with crazy abilities obviously jumping to the top, because if you could eat those in real life and get their powers, that would be pretty sweet. But what do you guys think of this one? Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you love cartoons, and don't forget to tune in next time.